Good morning, espresso enthusiasts, and welcome back to another episode of A to Z Recipes with Chat GPT. This week, we are taking a look at the letter V, and when prompted, Chat GPT came back with a Valencia, which is basically just espresso, orange syrup, and some milk. So not entirely different from the Trocadero that we looked at a few weeks back that had an orange liqueur. So I assume this will be similar, just no alcohol. So maybe it'll work a little better. I don't know. Before we get into that, I need to ask you guys a favor. I need you to caffeinate that like button and dial in that notification bell. I am trying to grow this channel, and every like, subscribe, and share helps. So that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So for this particular recipe, we will need a shot of espresso, 1 ounce of orange syrup. I am actually using some orange simple syrup that we generally prepare for orange old fashions. And we will need a half a cup of milk and some ice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our ice to put in our serving glass as well as our shaker, and then we will pull our shot of espresso. Go ahead and put our half a cup of milk in our shaker. Okay, so we have milk here, we have ice here, we have our serving cup with ice. Let's go pull it. You didn't see that. All right, and so this week we are working with a new bean, which I should have dialed in. So this should be relatively straightforward. We will take our 18 grams of beans. We will grind these up. All right, so this week, for those who are, I guess, local to ATX, I am working with Mundo's Columbia Planadas. I'm good at English, I swear. But this is a medium roast with smooth caramel and berry sweetness. Actually tastes pretty good. It plays really nice with like a caramel sauce if you're making a latte. So if y'all are in Austin, Texas, or Cedar Park or Round Rock, definitely worth stopping by the coffee shop. I'm not necessarily sponsored by them or in any affiliation with them. I doubt they know I exist, but they are a coffee shop that I like to go to. They make good lattes, and it's a nice little quiet place to check out. All right. Espresso shot incoming. All right, and because somebody seems to have ran off with my towel, joke's on me, it was probably me, we're gonna do this with the paw method. Okay, so we have our shots. All right, so we are back. We have our espresso shot, we still have our milk and our ice. So at this point in time, we can assemble. I am going to need 1 ounce of the simple syrup, so I'm going to reach over here and grab my handy dandy measuring cup, and we're gonna go ahead and assemble. So first step is we already got our milk in here. I'm going to throw in our 1 shot of espresso and also manage to throw espresso all over the countertop. And then we will measure our 1 ounce of simple syrup. And orange simple syrup is pretty easy to make. It is 1 part sugar, 2 part water, and then you can either steep your orange peels in your simple syrup, or the way I like to do it is you take your orange peels, you let them sit in your sugar, the sugar draws out all the oils, and then you turn that into simple syrup. There is also the poor man's method where you get orange juice and you just add an unauthorized amount of sugar to it. Either way, orange simple syrup is orange simple syrup. I prefer the method where you soak your oranges in sugar. All right, so now we just shake over ice. All right, so I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't do my homework ahead of time. I did not read this recipe, and as I was shaking, I was skimming it, and this seems relatively amusing, so I figure I'll read it out and share it with you guys. So first you brew a shot of espresso and let it cool to room temperature. We didn't do that, but we shook it over ice, so good enough. In a separate container, mix together the orange syrup and milk. We more or less did that. Fill a glass with ice, we did that. Pour the cooled espresso over the ice. We did not do that. Pour the orange and milk mixture over the espresso and give it a good stir. Didn't do that. But we shook everything together, so I think it'll be okay all the same. All right, so then we get to, so the way it says is pour the orange and milk mixture over the espresso and give it a good stir. Optional, you can add a twist orange or cinnamon sprinkle on top for added flavor. Not real sure what a twist orange is. I think that was supposed to be orange or cinnamon. I think we're going to forego that. We're just going to pour it over ice and give it a shot. No pun intended. This can't be bad, right? It's just espresso milk and like orange simple syrup. It has to be good, right? This isn't like a joke. I'm not going to gag. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, opinions. So the last video we made where we put orange in espresso, I had like an epiphany that orange and espresso actually goes well together. Pretty much everything I have read on the internet, like 80% of y'all say that like orange and espresso is bad, it should never go together, and it is sacrilege to mix the two. The, what was it, the Trocadero that had the orange liqueur was really good. I enjoyed that. So I was hopeful for this one. I will say I think the orange simple syrup brings way too much sweetness. It's one of those things where it tastes like a really nice, overly sweet latte, but then there's some orange on the finish. I really like the orange. I wish it was a little drier. To me, it's too sweet. So I think I have to go with the orange liqueur over the orange simple syrup. The liqueur dries it out a little bit. There's part of me that thinks maybe if you put like, I hate to say this, but just like freshly squeezed orange juice in here with a little bit of sugar, that might work a little better. You may have to be careful because the acidity in the orange juice may try to curdle the milk. I don't know, you'd have to play around with it, but all things considered, this is actually a really nice latte. If you like orange with your espresso and you like sweet coffee drinks, this is probably right up your alley. I encourage you guys to give this one a shot, but as always, have a caffeinated day.